All praises to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and let's get right into this lesson.
I'm at the DMV and I'm filling out this paperwork here, and there's a question on here that I have never, or I don't recall in 58 years ever reading, and it's for men only. If you are born male and at least 18 years of age, but less than 26 years of age, you will be registered for selective services. If you are eligible but choose no, you will no longer be eligible for federal student loans, grants, benefits relating to job training, most federal jobs, and, if applicable, U.S. citizenship. That seems odd. If you don't apply to go to war, you're denied these benefits?
So, a few things. For one, this lets you know that war is a lot closer on our doorstep than a lot of us were led to believe, because you'll see in headlines that Trump is making progress with Putin over peace deals, or you'll see that there are ceasefires going on, and sometimes maybe things start to calm down. And you may hear the Russian and Ukraine war still going on, but behind the scenes, people don't know just how much it is escalating, right? And so the second thing here is that they're basically telling young men, that if you don't enlist for war, you're going to be losing a lot of benefits. So let's check the benefits again.
You are eligible but choose no, you will no longer be eligible for federal student loans, grants, benefits relating to job training, most federal jobs, and, if applicable, U.S. citizenship.
Right. So they're trying to have the young men, right? And I'm a younger man too, but of course you have a draft age, and the draft age, when the men start dying, the draft age tends to go up. This is something you see in Ukraine, where I believe there are seniors now being drafted. So the thing is they want to punish the young men for basically not signing up for war, right? Because if you don't know, America has had a very hard time recruitment numbers for years, right? And the thing is, now they want the men who Esau Edom wants the men who they threw away for the sake of their agenda and feminism and all this stuff to come fight for the war for them. And they know that the young men don't want anything to do with it, and just men in general don't want anything to do with Esau Edom's military because of how Esau has treated the men in America. So therefore Esau is now trying to force, or I should say coerce, the men into joining the military, right? And there's a few scriptures here. It says in 2 Ezra chapter 16 verse 34, "In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine," right? So let's get this scripture out too. Isaiah, I believe it's Isaiah chapter 13 verse 12, right? But according to the other scripture, you're going to have the husbands die in the war, and then in America, there's going to be a famine. Of course, it's going to be a manufactured famine, but there's going to be a famine too, a famine of the word, and a food shortage, right? Manufacturedly, of course. So what's happening is all these men will die in the war because it's going to be a very violent war. It's basically a meat grinder, right? As it says, when in World War One, apparently America won. In World War Two, the West won again, right? Of course, we know that the Khazars are behind everything, but in World War III, no one's the winner. The only one who's going to win is Yahweh Shah when he comes back to destroy uh, the Edomite nations, right? And to put the nations into captivity, right? So when all these men are dying in war, there's going to be so few men left. This is why you hear news of 2 million men dying in Ukraine, right? What do you think that does? That raises the value of the men because it's scarce. It's like it says, scarcity is value or rarity is value, right? Something like that. So it says in Isaiah chapter 13, verse 12, I'll make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir, right? So a man is going to become so rare in those days that the men will be seen as the prize. Truly, how it is, right? So, and especially the Israelite man will be the prize. So, with all these nations going to war and all this stuff, you're going to have a lot of women that don't have a man and are going to really be very lonely, and also not just lonely, but as a survival mechanism, try to track and hunt down a man to be with. Because as much as you have this propaganda that says a woman doesn't need no man and she's independent, she can do all of these things by herself, or when things start getting real, she's going to be a sitting duck. So I hope this lesson was edifying. I hope this lesson was edifying. All praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. I thank you to the elders, apostles, and brethren who helped teach me this truth, and Shalom.